Over the past 10 years, I've grown from top producing New York real estate agent to multi-million-dollar developer. Now I'm documenting every step of this journey from studs to staging. If you're new here, my name is Andy. We're live in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, at our new project on MacDonough Street. You guys seen bits and pieces of our projects from previous renovations, but this time we're gonna take you on a journey from studs to staging, from all the way to the beginning till the end. As you can see in here, we're live on the construction site of our MacDonough project. This is the ground floor, which is going to be our 2-bedroom apartment. I'm actually standing in the hallway where the tenants will enter into a living room. This is a 2-family, and we're gonna keep it that way. So we're keeping the configuration of the structure. Prior to this, it was 4 bedrooms upstairs. We're gonna keep the same thing. Down here, the family was using it as a single family. So we're gonna put 2 bedrooms down here, a 2-bedroom apartment, because it's of legal use. We'll have altogether 6 bedrooms and close to 4 full bathrooms and 2 half bathrooms. Above grade, we have about 2,700 square feet, give or take. Without the basement, you can add almost another 800 square feet, and we're gonna finish it. So it's gonna be a finished basement that the owner will be able to get to from the interior steps. So this is the living room. We have about 17 feet of living space going from the front to the back of the home, and 19 wide. You'll have a kitchen here. The kitchen, my counter starts here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We would probably stop around here for the kitchen. You'll have your island here. We'll have a dishwasher and a sink right behind me, your refrigerator, and your range with your hood. So perfect for those who love to entertain, cook, have some friends over. This is kind of a common hallway space, and you'll have a 5 feet by about 7 bathroom here. You have 2 equal-sized bedrooms in the back, about 15 by 10. Spacious bedrooms with tons of sunlight because that is south-facing with windows. Just outside of the bedrooms, you'll have a washer and dryer in unit. So we'll do stackables. On the plans, I believe they're side by side. Still deciding to see if we're going to do stackables or side-by-side washer and dryer. So this is actually closed off. This is a separate apartment. You're not gonna be seeing any of this. This is behind these walls here are going to be interior space for the duplex upstairs. We bought this house at the top of the year in January, and I know you guys hear horror stories about landmarks and approvals, and it could take forever to complete a home, but we anticipate this home to be completed by the end of the summer. So aiming for September. Hopefully we can lock in a buyer by the end of the spring by showing it off market. And if we do get a buyer before we really start closing the walls, they could pick out finishes, they could pick out paint color, fixtures. So they'll have a small say in how the house is completed. Obviously the hard stuff that we already have, floors and things of that sort, but to have a buyer come in midway through and put in their custom taste, yeah, so they can put their a little flavor of what they want to see in the home that they're gonna buy. So what I like about Brooklyn and developing in Brooklyn is the neighborhood. This is right here in Stuyvesant Heights. You have Utica, you have Malcolm X, Stuyvesant, Halsey. This is a gem, and you guys seen in a couple of my last videos of just walking the streets. I love the neighborhood, I love the culture, I love the people. We greet each other here in Bed-Stuy. Bed-Stuy in general has a huge housing stock of landmark properties, particularly brownstones like this, where our specialty is in finally constructing and finally customizing brownstones. So we find ourselves building in Brooklyn for the most part because that's where the brownstones are. So this looks a mess right now, but this is the backyard. This is our luxury backyard. We're gonna have a deck back there, possibly the full width of the house if we could get that approved. This is gonna be for a homeowner. We do plan on selling this home. So this will be for a homeowner. They can decide what portion goes to the tenant, if any. But we like to see, whoever's buying this home really enjoy their kind of like a retreat. I know it looks a mess here, but I can't wait for you guys to see the total transformation. So as far as the exterior of the home, the brick is in good condition. The vinyl siding most likely would be the piece that has to go because we do plan to put a deck with a door in the backyard. Most likely we'll just spruce up the brick, but we'll have to probably upgrade the vinyl siding. So this is where we entered from, the front mudroom kind of vestibule, walking into large living room that I was talking about. As I walked with you through the kitchen, you saw the kitchen was 7 feet. So we'll push that kitchen back as well. So the counter space, the refrigerator, the range, and then right behind that wall, you have the bathroom. Common hallway that we spoke about with the 2 bedrooms in the back. Now we're on the 2nd floor. Behind me is what's going to be the entrance. This is the parlor floor. So if you're going out from the outside, on the stoop, you have your small vestibule. This is a small hallway. We have some mirrors, we have some wainscoting that's going to be throughout the walls. And this right here would be your entrance for your living room. So we have the mirror. We kept the very historical mirror back here. That's why you see the plywood around it. So as I walked into the center of the parlor floor, massive dining room. This property is 20 by 50. So you have a full front parlor and a rear parlor and a middle room here. So you're gonna have your dining room here and then massive kitchen, right? So we kept some of the historical details. That's the mantle. You'll have a center island and then your kitchen stove on this side with a door to the backyard. There'll be a door there to an iron deck. So you'll have a full backyard that's exclusive to this owner, this unit. You're kind of seeing everything in raw form. You know, you guys are gonna be on us with this journey throughout from studs to staging to see the house, how it's finished, but we wanted to give you a lay of the land before we even put the studs up or any breakdown of the rooms. Even if you walk down here, you kind of see where we sistered the joist, the ones that were a little bit crooked or needed some attention. If you look at how this flooring is coming down, it's making the floor all level. So yes, we had some old joists and beams here, but when you see the new ones that sistered, you'll see that it's all gonna be an equal level. So when the new owner is walking, they're not hearing the cricket of the old home, they're not hearing the sounds, but it's gonna be a leveled floor. So we're here on the 3rd floor. We haven't started with the plywood or laying down any flooring here, but we did preserve one of the mantles, one of the fireplaces. Up here we'll have 4 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms. You have 2 bedrooms in the front of the home, a bathroom in the middle, and then behind me, you'll have a primary suite with an ensuite bathroom. So huge closets, a lot of space. Again, this is a 20 by 50, so it allows us to have very spacious rooms. You see the skylights. We're preserving, there's about 4 on this level. We'll keep at least half of them, if not all, but for sure the one in the hallway. This would be the ensuite bathroom there. We're gonna keep that. Most likely that would be above a shower, so you'll get some natural light in the bathroom. A quarter of this floor, we're probably gonna replace these joists with new ones, and you could kind of take a look now, they're not in good shape, so we wouldn't want anybody to walk over that. So the windows are actually in good shape in this home. This is a landmark property, and for you to change out windows is a whole ordeal. We did a full walkthrough. The windows are in good shape. The mantle, there's about 5 historical mantles, nice architecture detail. That one, because it's not as in good shape, and this would be the primary suite, we do need a little bit of room, so that is the one that we're not keeping. But if you look around, all the other ones are boarded up. We're keeping those, and I had to fight because we were gonna toss 2 away, and I kept 2. So altogether, there's about 4 that we're able to preserve, which is beautiful because when you do have these landmark homes, you want to keep as much architecture detail as possible. So this is the only one that's unfortunately we're getting rid of. So funny story, the team that we bought this house from was the team that I started my real estate career on. The Sargent team, it was Jeff St. Armid and Trisha Lee sold us this house off market, and it was full story. I started 10 years ago as a real estate agent on the Sargent team and purchased a development property from a Sargent agent that I started with that I knew 10 years ago. So I thought that was a funny story, and just to show you kind of like the longevity that I've been doing this in Brooklyn, in this neighborhood, to now be on the development side. Don't forget to subscribe at Andy Jasmin on YouTube. I want to know what you guys want to see in the comments. Like, let's talk, let's converse. I love the feedback I've been getting on the last comments. It's been a little gap, but we're back, ready to show you from studs to staging at MacDonough. So comment, let's communicate. Until next time, I'll see you.